In 2014, a helicopter was passing over Siberia. At that time, a strange thing on the ground attracted the attention of the pilot. A very large sinkhole, which was 80 feet wide and 15-story building. The pilot circled around the sinkhole, captured a few photos, and then left. But when these photos were posted on the internet, the news spread like fire all over the world. Many scientists, geologists, and Arctic researchers had never seen such a big sinkhole before. And that too, which had been made overnight. Its volume is so large that it can easily fill the water of 10 Olympic-sized swimming pools. But how did it suddenly become? It was not possible to explain this, at least not by looking at these photos. Welcome back to our new videos. Viewers, this part of Siberia, located in the north of Russia, is called the Yamal Peninsula. Here, due to extreme conditions, the population is not equal. There are only a few thousand people living in the entire Yamal Peninsula. And in their language, Yamal means the last part of the Earth. After the news of this sinkhole in Yamal, Arctic geologists began to navigate here. By the way, sinkholes have been made many times in the world before, and many have been represented in the middle of cities. Sometimes cars are seen leaving, sometimes the whole house. These sinkholes are mostly made due to the flow of water, because the water makes the ground below weak. But geologists say that this sinkhole in Yamal does not look normal in any way, because the border of normal sinkholes is flat, not overgrown. And as the normal sinkhole penetrates the ground, that is, nothing comes out of it. But when this sinkhole in Yamal was noticed, its edges were also hollowed out, and its surface was spread far away. Pieces of stone were found to be spread from 200 to 900 meters radius. This kind of surface is seen where an asteroid has fallen, but researchers did not find any evidence of any asteroid hitting the sinkhole. Scientists think that this can only happen in one condition: a very big natural explosion. Normally, the lava that boils inside the ground can generate such explosions. But if this is true, then the lava coming out of the sinkhole or volcanic rock can be seen somewhere. There are stones around this sinkhole, but they have no relation with the volcanoes. Then how did this sinkhole look like a crater? To know this, some samples of air, water, and soil were collected in it, and this time scientists found an interesting clue. When all these samples were tested, one thing was found in a very large quantity: methane gas. Methane, used for cooking and heating, is a natural gas that is made by combining carbon and hydrogen. If it is in a large quantity, then when it meets the air, it immediately ignites. Now, there were many chances that this sinkhole was made because of methane gas coming out of the ground. This mystery was now over for scientists, and they had no interest in knowing the depth of this matter. But before they knew where so much methane gas came from, 8 more sinkholes were discovered on the Yamal Peninsula. All these sinkholes were made in the same way that there was an explosion here. When seen in satellite images, it was known that after 2014, one after the other sinkholes were being made here. What were the signs of these fast-making sinkholes? Scientists were now worried to know this, but what was even more disturbing was that all these sinkholes had a very big connection with climate change. In 2014, the first sinkhole was made here, and the next year, record high temperatures were noticed in Siberia. And all the other sinkholes were also made during this high temperature. From the beginning of the 19th century, the average temperature of the world has increased to 1 degree Celsius. But in the Arctic Circle, the speed of temperature increase is double. So now scientists are forced to think about the connection between these sinkholes and climate change, and what will be the future of the Earth if they continue to expand one by one. On one hand, deep research was being done on the sinkholes of the Yamal Peninsula. On the other hand, scientists found something unique in the Arctic Circle, which was far away from the Yamal Peninsula. The most important link to solve this mystery was the Easy Lake, which is located near the northwest coast of Alaska. According to the locals, it has been behaving very odd for the past few months. Bubbles are coming out of the Easy Lake as if water is boiling. A team of scientists came here in search of this mystery. When samples of these bubbles were taken, it was found that these are also bubbles of methane gas. It is common for a slight leak of methane gas in the Arctic region. But the surprising thing in this case was that 10 tons of methane was coming out of the Easy Lake every day. This was the first time in the entire Arctic region that methane gas had come out so much from somewhere. A research team decided to go into the water in the Easy Lake and see the source of methane gas. Although the Easy Lake is 3 feet deep, the place where the bubbles were coming out was very deep where divers could not go. Therefore, a 3D model of the Earth was made under the Easy Lake with the help of sonar scanning. It was found that where the bubbles are coming out, the lake becomes 50 feet deep. On the one hand, methane gas was being told to be the reason for the formation of sinkholes in the Yamal Peninsula. On the other hand, methane gas was leaking much more than the bottom of the Easy Lake. Both these locations are found in the Arctic Circle. One more thing is also common between these two locations. Both these locations are located on the surface of the Earth, which is called permafrost. Permafrost is the type of Earth that is completely frozen from the inside. This is a very large area of land, which includes Russia, Canada, and Alaska. Recent research has shown that due to the increase in temperature in the Arctic Circle, permafrost has begun to melt. It is difficult to imagine what will happen if the structures made by man, along with the land, mountains, rivers, and forests, melt from the inside. The melting evidence of permafrost is hidden in the forests near the Foxtown in Alaska, 600 kilometers from the Easy Lake. This forest is also located above permafrost, where locals have noticed that the trees have suddenly bent to one side. It seems that the roots of these trees have weakened. In addition, it was found that the ground here is also crushed and a strange hole has been formed in the ground. In this hole, the sound of water falling is heard continuously, while there is no water or lake nearby. This has not been happening for many centuries, but this has started only after 2018. But the question is, what is the connection between the melting of permafrost and methane gas and the sinkhole of the Yamal? To understand this, a tunnel was dug in the permafrost in Fairbanks, Alaska. What is seen in this tunnel is that along with the frozen land, the remains of ancient animals have also been collected, in which mammoth, steppe bison, and thousands of years old grass are also preserved. It is obvious that there is a lot of organic matter in permafrost. As you all know, there is carbon in all organic matter. As the plants grow, they absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and when they die, some of these carbon is released back into the atmosphere during decomposition. But due to the freezing temperature in the Arctic Circle, the decomposition process is very slow. That is why for thousands of years, many organic matter are now preserved in permafrost. That is, their bodies have not yet decomposed and carbon is still present in them. Experts believe that the amount of carbon in the Arctic permafrost may not be the same in the atmosphere of the entire Earth. Therefore, due to global temperature rise, as permafrost is melting, the organic matter in it is decomposing. Bacteria eat their carbon for their own energy and release methane gas in return. In addition, due to the melting of permafrost, the ground is also getting softer. And now the methane gas below it does not have to face any obstacle to come up. The gas easily breaks out of the weak point of the surface while making its way in the soft soil. These sinkholes are made because of the release of this gas. That is why the number of these sinkholes in the Arctic Circle is increasing day by day. According to experts, no solution has been found so far. No matter how much we control global warming, we cannot prevent permafrost from melting. I hope you will also like and share this video. Thank you very much for your loving comments. See you in the next great video.